From what started out as races on the beach with friends to becoming the world centre of racing, this is Daytona International Speedway, the host of Race 9 here in the AMX1 NASCAR Championship. We are here with the NASCAR Nextgen car live on AMX. It is a pleasure to have you here with us this evening, live from one of motorsport's finest racing facilities. My name is Evan. It is a pleasure to have you with us on the broadcast this evening, and joining me are two new faces to the AMX world. I'm going to let them introduce themselves, starting with Victor. It is a pleasure to have new recruits to the commentary team.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. It's a wonderful opportunity here from AMX. So thank you guys so much for bringing us on board here. I mean, it's going to be a fun night. Actually, it's night where we're at literally here. But it's a great pleasure to be working with you all.
Yep. Me too. I'm like very honored to be with you guys, with Evan and Victor. As I am sitting with Victor over here, we are over here at night right now. So yeah, I think it's gonna be a great day to cast today, right?
Day in,
and we have a fabulous audience.
Yeah.
We have a fabulous audience here in AMX, so I think it would only be doing them due diligence if you guys could tell them a little bit about yourselves. Victor, what's an interesting thing that the audience needs to know about you?
I mean, I started, commentary from esports actually. Like I was doing Dota, Overwatch, CS:GO, all the like. But I also had an opportunity to cast for sim racing as well. Started grinding my teeth with Assetto Corsa, and then worked my way up to commentating for Gran Turismo. And I've done like a few races here and there. Eventually, I actually got to cast literally a real race in Sepang. And I feel like the journey, as I look back, has been nothing short incredible, and just hoping, I'm having more opportunities like these in the future.
Same like mine. I was part of the esport program as well, working in the esport industry. But for me, I just started cast 2 years back, mostly on the game like football games, and right now here I am casting a racing game.
I'm already seeing some compliments in the stream chat going across the bottom of our screen, complimenting a rugged and smooth voice. I believe that one was for Victor, but look, we can all take the compliments here. We've got some brilliant racing coming up for you here this evening, folks, at Daytona. You've got a great group of drivers, a good car, and a good racetrack. But first, unfortunately, it's maybe the boring bit for some, but we have a little bit of housekeeping to run you through about the fantastic championship here. So this is AMX Global League Season 4, of course, starting on January 27th and ending on April 21st. The season prize pool, well, that's $20,000 and a whole load of next level gear. We have most races in the year, a variety of car and track combos. The format, of course, 20-minute qualifier, top 15, reverse grid for heat number 1. That's also 20 minutes, and then we'll reverse that grid again for heat number 2, which is also 20 minutes. Prize amounts for every standing, same for every session, irregardless of what car, what class, and what track. It is brand new sort of format, and if you want to be involved in it, you must have a driver cam. We must see those beautiful sim racing faces. You can join via the link on the AMX Discord or the website, of course. Balances over $100 are paid out each month. And of course, we race on Tuesday, Saturday, and Sunday. You can sign up to race at any time on amxrace.com, but you already know that because you're all huge fans of what we have going on here this evening. Here is our schedule. AMX1, of course, starts at 5:50 p.m. This is, of course, your Greenwich Mean Time on Tuesdays, Saturdays, and Sundays. For AMX10, of course, 7:20 p.m. GMT. That is also on Tuesdays, Sundays, and Saturdays. Then, of course, we have our AMX1 race prize pool. As you can see, there is prizes across the board going from 1st to 15th in every session. So if you finish in the top 15, you're picking yourself up a nice prize. It is $7 for first place in Quali, Heat 1 or Heat 2. You can see Quali and the races are equally balanced. The total per race, of course, being $100, and there's even $1 going for the fastest lap. So if you do run into some trouble out on track, do not fear, the prizes are still here. You can pick yourself up something if you manage to set a purple time at one of our fabulous circuits. Well, I think after we look at the schedule, then we've got to look at the leaderboard. Here's the AMX 1 top 12, of course, and it is the Australian of Connor Healy who is on top. He's raced 4, he's won 1. He's picked up $46 and $10 exactly. Facundo Arago then in second, with Diogo Villarreal, of course, a big fan favourite here in AMX. Rizio Lozano is in fourth with Mercado Zuhali. Then it's Fabrizio Belziti, Aaron Vasquez, Fabian Nugier, Pablo Mercerat Thibaut, Brevo, of course, who we saw win last Sunday at Spa-Francorchamps, and then Zevi Pla in 12th position. So a lot of movement up and around the board. You can see a lot of places jumping there. Current promotion for all you guys who are interested: the purchase entry fees 3 days before the race, and you get 30% off to all AMX Season 4 races. And of course, if you're one of these people like me who don't like having to do something repeatedly, you can get yourself a season ticket. AMXrace.com will have season entry tickets available for purchase. These tickets are for each class, a total of 6, and will provide 50% off to all races of purchased classes. But I think it's time to learn what track we're going to be at and the roaring machines we'll have going around of them. To introduce your track, of course, we will have Izzat, and then we'll jump over to Victor to hear about this fabulous car.
So guys, Evan and Victor, we are gonna race at Daytona Beach, USA. It was opened in 1959 with a length of 5.745 kilometer. So I got a fact about this track. This track is only took 15 months for the International Speedway. I mean, the building is just the process over a year. I mean, wow, talk about man-made building just like the tracks. And it opened up on February 1959 as well. Just like how many months? It's not even a month, and then they open up already. Wow, it's like we're gonna see a lot of exciting races over here.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, it's one.
And we're gonna jump over to the car right now. Yep, true.
Yep.
Let's go to the car.
Indeed.
Head over to Victor.
Yeah, this is going to be the weapon of choice for everyone here. This is a next-gen NASCAR. It's not your granddaddy's old NASCAR. This is all brand new here. 670 horsepower, rear-wheel drive, 1.5 tons, and this time a 5-speed sequential. Now, this has been in iRacing for quite a while, and expect these drivers know these cars inside and out. But for what it's worth, with this being the weapon of choice here, we're going to be seeing a lot of great racing here, I expect. And yeah, I mean, this is going to be an interesting one because for stock car racing in general, it's one of my favorite kind of races to watch. Really, just because of how like raw the racing is, you know, on track especially. And given that we're coming to the ever so famous International Speedway in Daytona itself, it kind of asks for a better venue really to show what these cars are capable of at speed.
Very well said, gentlemen. We're going to hop in to qualifying then for this evening's action live from Daytona International Speedway. Of course, the facility that the proposal to build was put in on April 4th, 1953, come the 17th of February 2024. We're still having some fabulous races on it. We are on board, I should say, one of these machines. We have qualifying underway for you now. Currently quickest in the session is Bruno Gioli. If I'm saying that wrong, Argentines, please feel free to correct me. But qualifying, maybe not the most important thing in the world for stock car racing, for NASCAR racing in general, because there usually, Victor, is quite a lot of chaos in these sort of events.
Oh, of course. I mean, if you've watched any stock car racing, you know chaos is literally the name of the game, isn't it? And even though there's only like 14 entrants that I can see on our screens right now, I still think the racing is going to be super, super tight. And speaking of Argentina, I love to see like lots of Argentinian representation here. Particularly, we have Nico Godoy, who it's yet really to set a blistering time here, but seeing the gaps between them, I mean, this is incredible. Literally within a tenth of a second. In terms of best laps, from all the way down from first to eighth place. This is going to be a very, very tight qualifying, I expect.
Oh yeah, I think it's gonna be very very tight qualifying right now. As we can see, as Evan said, there's a lot of Argentinian racers tonight racing in this NASCAR team Nextgen, using the Nextgen car. I'm sorry. So yeah, Bruno Cicioli. He got the best time, 49.147 right now. He's the first right now, following by Fabrizio Belziti by 49.159. As we can see at the timing tower there. What do you guys think?
So close.
Yeah.
And again, it's like
it is very close.
The
Yeah.
amount of time. It's very even amount of time to blink, really. So that just goes to show how tight this is going to be. But that's kind of expected for a track like an oval like Daytona, right? There's very little variations in racing line you could do here, especially if you're trying to chase for that max for the fastest possible time. It's all about your average speed through a lot of these bankings, a lot of these straights here. And the funny thing about driving in NASCAR is it's very different, really, not just because you're doing banking turns, but it's also because quite counterintuitively, the way to be fast is to actually be not only gentle in the way you do your inputs, but also be super consistent, like way more consistent, than driving Le Mans. Let's go ahead and hit a spotlight on this guy right here, Diego Villarreal from Team SART. He's only 36 years old and is certainly looking glorious, especially with that beard. I'm jealous myself, having not having the right genes, to pull it off, but Diego certainly has pulled it off massively here.
Yes, Diego, one of our best here in AMX, and you can see him now live on your picture-in-picture on the bottom left. This Daytona International Circuit, of course, 2.5 miles exact, hence 200 laps is the Daytona 500, just if you were wondering. Very fierce bankings that are a predominant feature of the circuit. The dirt for the banking was actually taken from the infield, and that resulted in a 29-acre space known as Lake Lloyd. So if you've ever been to Daytona, I know one of our other commentators, Brad, was in Daytona a few weeks ago for the Rolex 24. Maybe went for a bit of a swim in Lake Lloyd. We'll have to ask him tomorrow when he is on tomorrow's action, which of course you can find there. But we have 6 minutes and 20 seconds to go in qualifying. It is still Ciccioli, who's on pole position ahead of Fabrizio Belziti in second position. Very difficult to find improvements, as the guys were saying, around this circuit because of, well, how close it is. Every lap is very similar. The lap record around here is by Colin Braun. It's a 40.3. That's in race trim, was set, of course, in 2013, and one of the two NASCAR races that happens here yearly.
Wow, this is an incredible time, actually. I mean,
yeah, it is
talking
incredible
about
timing. Yeah, in virtual, and plus, if you ask me, for me to drive in the banking like that, I wouldn't have that kind of confidence. For me to drive myself in that kind of banking, I would smash my car around the wall. So looking at these guys driving so confidently, I was like, whoa, how do they manage to handle that? If you guys know what I mean, look at that. How do they censor themselves? Just amazing.
Just micro movements.
Right now we are with Roman Pachuski, is it? Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, that's seriously. I believe that's the man, the lower right corner there. So yeah, I mean, again, it's just micro movements. Even a slight, tiny mistake on any part of the banking and can lose like a few milliseconds. And literally, with the first and second place being separated by 11 milliseconds, every one of that counts, right? So you just see the intensity of the focus in these drivers right now. I mean, they literally have nothing else to worry about, and this is qualifying. In this qualifying, every car has the track to themselves. So it's literally the only enemy they have is within them. you know. So it's literally, they know exactly what they need to do. They know the target that they need to meet here. So it's all about just pulling it off right now in these 6 minutes.
Yeah, and I
Yes,
can
with
see it's gonna
very
be an
little time to
exciting
go.
race as well. Yeah, very little time to go. With a gap like this, if all those drivers keep their pace like this, it's gonna be an exciting race. We're gonna see, lads. Wow.
Yes, we are
Yeah,
looking at
so
Luzwiski, who's just been beaten by Gayoso in qualifying so far. But as we said, qualifying not the most important thing in the world, hence why we're not putting much emphasis on who does take the pole. Obviously, the pole, a big thing at Daytona. Danica Patrick became the first female NASCAR driver to take the pole for also the 2013 Daytona 500. So it's probably a very interesting one, just going by the amount of records and statistics that have come out of it. Remember, once we hit the 20-minute mark, folks, that'll be qualifying done and dusted. There's no extensions of your laps. It is once the clock goes red, we are all finished. As Pacucci, who was up near the top at one point, set a purple second sector, but was not able to improve on the tri-oval in the end. And it's looking like some of the top guys are bearing out early here, Victor.
here's the thing. I mean, again, a lot of like what you do in qualifying is literally just kind of getting yourself in the zone, right? But at the same time, you want to basically get yourself conditioned as well to how you are going to be driving this car. I mean, I expect these guys have been practicing long even before we arrived tonight, but sometimes, you know, when you're under this kind of pressure here, you know that you're going to have to get yourself in a good position for the race. Lots of things running through your mind. Just sometimes going through the paces of it really helps you to keep your focus. And focus is really what all these drivers need right now, especially in pack racing when we're going to be seeing them take the green flag later on. You know, you're going to be literally millimeters from each other, just jostling your way to try to make it to that first turn and hopefully survive the first lap itself. There's so many things running through these guys' minds here. And I think like just having the singular focus of just going out there, setting your best time is certainly something that helps them, you know, in the long run.
Yeah, true, Victor. I second you with that. Just wow. Now we are with Kevin Garcia. I'm sorry, from United States, driving a Chevrolet, goes into the banking right now. We are less than 2 minutes to end our qualifying session. Oh,
Indeed, we
can't
are.
say
So
anything.
taking a very
This is
little line
mesmerizing.
there.
Yeah.
I know. I mean, you just
Look at
imagine
that.
what it's like,
He
you know,
is-
being inside the car itself.
Inside the car itself, yeah, true. The gap itself is only 0.01 seconds, milliseconds. The best time is still Bruno Cicioli with 49 seconds. The gap is still 0.01 seconds. It doesn't have a big of a difference. Just
Yeah, just
wow.
a slight jink on your steering wheel, a little bit of a tap on the brake. I mean, I don't imagine they would be using the brake much actually doing throughout this whole qualifying, but you know, small things like that affected. But you know, to Evan's point, you know, the qualifying, you don't usually put a lot of stock in who gets the pole anyway, because it's really about the racing actually. Because being in the lead actually gives you a massive disadvantage, especially in the beginning races, because again, you're not going to be getting the benefit of the slipstream that everyone else is getting behind you. So really, once you're in
hold
that
on.
pole position, and speaking of pole position, Connor Healy from Australia just pulled
There you
one
go.
off here, 49.136 to on the Toyota, no less. So he's really gunning for that $7 prize, isn't he?
Yes, and remember, Conor Healy, if he does retain this pole position, he will actually be starting in the back, because it is top 15 reverse grid. We have 15 entries here this evening, so he will start from the back. But maybe he's going for prizes over points, opposed to the adage. But we can see Healy there just crossed the line. That'll be his last lap of the day. That'll be everyone's last lap of the day as qualifying is completed for the day. The AMX version of the Daytona 500, but it's not quite 500. It is what could we say? The AMX 20 minutes? No, it's AMX 1, of course, if you're looking for a number. And he is your BenQ session winner, Conor Healy, of course, with a pole time, 59 seconds, 1 10th, just margins ahead of Bruno Ciccioli. That 0.010 might be giving some Martin Truex fans a flashback. Of course, 2016 Daytona 500, Denny Hamlin beat Martin Truex by that exact margin at the finish. But here is your qualifying results. It is Connor Healy who takes the top prize in qualifying ahead of Bruno Ciccioli. Then it is Fabrizio Belziti of Roman Pascucci in 4th. Lautaro Gayoso in 5th position with Rodrigo Luzwiski. It's 6th. Facundo Rago ahead of Mateus Machado and Josh Berween in 9th. And Andreas Gomez in a respectable 10th position. Randall Turner then our top American in 11th position. Just behind him is the 55 of Kevin Garcia. Then it is Diogo Villarreal in 13th, Victor Amoroso in 14th, and Nico Godoy in 15th. Meaning Godoy will actually start from the front, of course. He will start on the pole position. But as we're getting ready for the race, Victor, we're looking at those close margins. I think this could be a very close one.
It could be really close, but I think seeing that like the bottom two, or rather the two guys who are going to be starting in the front being like 2/10s off of everyone else, this is going to be a very interesting start, I feel, because they're going to be the ones who everyone else got to pass. Indeed, we are.
It's going to be a rolling start, of course. So here is your grid quickly, just while it flashes up on your screen. It is Godoy, Amoroso, Villarreal, Kevin Garcia, then Randall Turner, Andreas Gomez, Josh Perween, Mateos Mercado, then it is Facundo Rago, Rodrigo Luzwiski, Lautaro Gayoso, Roman Pascucci, then it is Fabrizio Belziti, Bruno Ciccioli, and then it is Connor Healy, who qualified first, has to start last, unfortunately. But we are coming up towards the start-finish line. I believe we will do a full formation lap as the pace car has not quite pulled into the pit lane. It'll be an 11-lap heat, is what they're telling us there on the timing tower in the top left corner. Sorry, we're already on our pace lap, as that's the back of the tri-oval we're coming up towards. Of course, this is our first rendition around Daytona here for AMX Season 4. If we had done a lot more of them, we might have someone challenging Richard Petty's 7 wins, potentially. I wonder, will anyone be looking to challenge something like that towards the end of the season here in our NASCAR Championship? Of course, AMX1 NASCAR Championship currently being led by Facundo Rago. He is, of course, starting 9th on the grid this evening. But the pace car, the BMW pace car, I believe it is to be exact, is coming around and to pull into the pit lane as we head on to the final banking of the tri-oval. I wanted to do this for a while, just like Darrell Waltrip once said, boogity, 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 let's go racing, boys, at Daytona. Godoy gets an excellent getaway, but that's a brilliant launch from Amoroso on the outside.
Yeah, it's really trying to just keep up the pace here, but everyone else just piling behind. You can see the 10 car getting really close to the 55, but the 4 is already building quite a bit of distance right now to the 15. Going to have to try to keep that up. But 15 now almost getting himself boxed in. A little bit of a concertina as well. The blue car almost going off the track there. A bit of a jostle going on in the midfield, but you can see, oh, it's getting passed already. Kevin Garcia is now in the lead here, along with Andres Gomez just chasing in the front. Everyone else shuffling around, trying to make sure they can space themselves out well, going to the next banking turn, but it looks like they're all made it way true there. But yeah, Gomez is still in the lead.
Yeah, Gomez is still in the lead, but currently Connor Healy also trying to make it up to the pack right now. He's right at behind there. Maybe he's just like driving at the back, just looking some space for him to go past through all the drivers there. Every driver's on the midfield, as we can see. There's a little nudge back then just now. I don't think you guys notice it, but I can see there's a little nudge between Josh Purwen and Diego Villarreal just now. But yeah, this is like, whoa, yeah, a little bit jousting, a little bit nudging, a little bit touching. But all is fine right now. Everybody is still on track.
Yeah, I'm watching a 225 car just trying to get a bit of tow from the 55, but unfortunately had to back out of it now. So Andres Gomez has just been overtaken by Kevin Garcia. He's going to try to take the favor back, I think. But then again, they're in the inner line on this banking right now. They're certainly now way more advantageous position, especially compared to where Lisowski is. So he dropped down to 5th now, just trying to keep the 5 car behind him, but he sees the 12 just right next to him as well. He's desperately trying to catch up to the front of the pack here in order to keep this battle going on. It's not looking too easy though. We're closing in on each other again. I wonder how they're going to try to bump draft or maybe even just keep it as close as possible. You can see the 225 car taking the high side here again. So I believe that's Matthias Malco. No, sorry, that's not car number 10. Andres Gomez right now just behind the 55, still just hanging on for dear life behind Kevin Garcia's car, and it's a bit of a bump draft as well coming across the line there. So he's certainly using that to his advantage to just keep in par with Lisowski. But now over on the top side, Lisowski is trying to edge his way towards the inside there. Ooh, that's looking so close. Very touch and go there. But Lisowski is certainly on fire right now.
Yes, and Nico Godoy in the car number 15 just clocked in 45.818 seconds, the fastest lap currently on the lap number 4. As we can see, now currently leading the pack is Rodrigo Lisowski, I'm sorry, is leading the pack right now in the car number 225, followed by the car number 55, Kevin Garcia and Roman Pachusi, still heading to the banking, to the last banking over here, going to the last lap, I mean 6th lap right now. As we can see, it's all, wow, just like so fast. I can't even pace myself right now. They're all very fast right now.
I know. It's so crazy. Like Evan, I mean, the thing is that now Lisowski is falling back here. The 5 cars in front.
Yeah, Lisowski was getting away well. He's now fallen to 4th. The 225 not having a great start. Pascucci's worked his way well up through the draft as they're going to start the 6th lap of proceedings here. The whole pack is together, will be together until the end of this race, and I think once you fall out of the pack you will not be able to catch back up. It's ferociously quick. We're lapping about 3 seconds quicker than we were in qualifying. That's just due to slipstream, of course. I think there's an Avenger livery on that number 55. Kevin Garcia is going to hope that he can just snap and his opponents will disappear in front. Don't think it's going to be the case. He's going to have to work his way through the field here. Tenna Gomez losing spots. Garcia is keeping a nice line here. Lisowski as well is in second, running a nice line, but it is Pascucci in the 5 who still leads.
Indeed he is, and then with the 40 car just falling behind him, you can see the 55 just hanging onto Lisowski's car. He's the one in the lead right now, but he's working together with the 55 here to try to keep this inner line here, and I think that's important. I mean, here's the thing about NASCAR, right? You don't want to be firing the shot too early here, or else you find yourself at a disadvantage in front, and Lisowski, by virtue of just trying to stay in front of Garcia here, he's certainly trying to bank on like the speed that Garcia is bringing to the table here to help him in its battle, but really it's the last few laps of the race here that's going to be the most important. And I wonder if Lisowski is really just thinking about how exactly he's going to try to play this, especially with Coley and Pascucci already pulling way ahead from the outside there. Lisowski's actually back everyone behind him. This could be bad.
So as I'm watching the car number 15 driven by Nico Godoy, he was like in the 14th place just now. Right now he's at the 3rd place in the 3rd placement right now. That is like so.
That's big hit. That's big hit. Everyone just collected.
That's what happened
when he went out of there. 55 that's here as well. This is massive here, and unfortunately, that does lead to 5 and the 40 cars still in single file line here. 4 cars just running by themselves here on an island of their own, with Pascucci just in front. 4 Argentinians now having a chance at the win here with 3 laps to go. This could get real dicey here, Evan.
Absolutely, that's a huge wreckage. That is 4 cars out. They will have a chance in the second race, of course, with the reverse grid. That was Kevin Garcia, Nicolo Godoy, that was Gayoso, and then Connor Healy as well. Healy, who was performing excellently qualifying. That's another one. That is another wreck gone. That's the 22. Oh no, that's the 427 of Turner who's gone. He'll go spinning into the pit lane. That is the big danger with NASCAR racing. It is so close. A lot of side drafting, a lot of bumping and banging wheel to wheel, and that's another big one.
That's a big one indeed, Evan. And unfortunately, this means that the situation now just completely turned his head. Pachucci, of course, is in the lead here, but Richicoli and Belzizi just following behind him in the slipstream. They're certainly sizing him up right now, trying to decide when's going to be the best moment to pass. We're already on lap 9, so 2 laps remaining. You can see in the replay for the crash here, you can see the 225 car already on the low side. He got caught out by Garcia, and that's what started the chain reaction here. And Garcia, unfortunately, just a passenger at this point, started collecting a couple of cars of his own, and that just completely changed the script here, I think, for the race. And just so unfortunate for Garcia, because right now he's all the way behind. He's just going to have to work it out in the heat later on. So, Evan.
As we see, 2 laps to go until the end. We've got 10, we've got 11. It is the four Argentines battling for the win in the first heat. Got the second heat coming up as well, folks. They do not go anywhere after this. There'll only be about 2 minutes between them. The break is almost as quick and ferocious as the racing, as there's a lapped car on the apron. I believe that is one of our Americans. Yes, it was Turner, because Garcia just heads into the pit lane. We are on board with Ciccoli. Look how concentrated he is in the picture-in-picture as well. White flag is waved at the World Centre of Racing, the Daytona International Speedway. The 40 is trying to draft off the 5 with Pascucci. Belzitti is just behind as well. Machado 3.2, so it'll be a 3-horse race for the win at Daytona. You can see Ciccoli just wants to sit behind. Belzitti not making much moves as well. The 5 certainly not going to have it all his own way, but does not want to leave that inside line. Wants to stay as close to the front as possible, as Ciccoli still into the slipstream. It's not looking like he's going to have enough, but here comes Belzitti. Belzitti's got a great run off the banking. Surely he's not going to have enough speed for the both of them, will he? No, Pascucci will win the first heat here at Daytona. What an excellent finish, Victor.
Wow, Belzitti, that literally took nerves of steel there. I mean, you just got to hold down the pedal and just hope you've done enough in the final turn, but still not done yet. We still have Healy right now trying to make this play here, but Gomez was just not able to get past, Villarreal was not able to get past Gomez that time, so he'll be settling for 9th place there. Villarreal is. Gaiozzo, very unfortunate for this Argentine here, so is Amoroso, collected in that incident that involved Lukowski as well as Garcia. At least they will be able to come home with a little bit of points here, but certainly Heat 2 is going to be where it's at, isn't it, Izzat?
Yeah, as we can see, Roman Pachucci is gonna be on the reverse grid right now on the Heat 2, so he's gonna be on the 15th places, while Rodrigo Zawiski is gonna be on the pole position, followed by Nico Godoy, Randall Turner on 3rd, Kevin Garcia on 4th, Victor Amoroso on 5th. So this is the result. The session winner, Roman Pachucci, is the winner. 3 Argentinian on the front. What do you think about that, Evan?
I think it is very rare to see in maybe modern day NASCAR, but it is Roman Pascucci, your Ben Q session winner here for the first heat, ahead of his fellow Argentine Fabrizio Belzitti. Belzitti got the run on Bruno on the final run round the tri-oval, but wasn't able to get close to Pascucci up the top. So Pascucci will take home $7 and Belzitti 5, then 4 for Ciccoli. Then Machado's in 4th with Facundo Rago in 5th, Josh Perween in 6th with Connor Healy in 7th, Andreas Gomez in 8th, Diogo Villarreal in 9th, and it was Lautaro Gayoso in 10th. Victor Amoroso in 11th with Kevin Garcia and Randall Turner, your 2 Americans being involved in an incident and finishing a lap or 2 down. Nico Godoy 14th and Rodrigo Lewiski 14th and 15th. Then of course your grid for the second race. Victor, why don't you run us through it when it comes back up on screen, of course.
Yeah. Of course. So now Lukowski and Garcia, this is going to be round 2 between these guys, and oh boy, have they got a score to settle here. But of course, you cannot count out the Brazilians in these kind of fights here, because they could certainly be feisty, especially on track here. And also, of course, we've got the 2 resident Americans here starting behind, so they're certainly going to be looking for a good opportunity to maintain some pace here with the Brazilian and the Argentinian here. Nevertheless, for the middle of the pack here, you have to watch out for those Argentinians, especially right at the back. Those guys, I think, have been just showing themselves to be like very good just reacting to that one just now, and certainly, well, we'll be looking to try to make the climb, getting up to the midfield here, at least by the time they get to the midpoint of this race. So certainly with the Australians of Conor Healy and Josh Perrion just literally being sandwiched in the middle there, they're certainly thinking their chances are going to be pretty good in this race here. It's just all about just keeping themselves out of trouble for the most part, especially we know that Garcia and Nikowski, they're certainly going to be looking to try to make the best of this heat here in order to make up for that disappointment that was heat 1. So I mean, with them already coming around this banking here, I do believe this might be close to the okay, we can't really quite tell. I think it's left. It's literally on the back straight right now, I believe. Oh no, we aren't even understand. Sorry, it's just a little bit of my unfamiliarity with the track here kind of showing itself. The pace car is going to be moving its way off. You got C. Garcia and Lukowski just Garcia is going a little bit ahead. Lukowski trying to go ahead as well. They actually just pulled the gun right there, and the green flag is already off. Already a big gap now for Lukowski. Art Turner is actually being able to get himself way in front of Garcia, who's right now trying to block out Gaiozzo, but Gaiozzo is found the inside here on the banking. He is going to be able to lead the pack in front there, while the purple car and the green car, of course, the Monster Energy car, leading the race through and through. So single final line for the first 3 cars, still a 2-wide situation for everyone else involved from the back there. Still, a couple of cars actually missed out on the starting there. There's way behind. I believe that's Godoy and Rago right now. Might have been Vincent there right at the start. Nevertheless, the cars continue to pile on. Lukowski now still trying to lead, but we see a big high side here, just starting to build up, which I believe is it Gaiozzo who's leading the outside line there. Lukowski is still trying to keep the purple car behind. He's actually slowing down everyone else there, and that might hand an opportunity here to Gaiozzo, don't you think, Izat?
Yes, but right now, as I'm saying, Rodrigo is holding the fastest lap time right now, followed by Randall Tanner. The gap was, I can't even say the gap right now because it is too small. The gap is too small right now, and everybody is like taking their draft, taking their time, take their spaces, just to take to go in the front. Everything can happen on this hit too, but I believe in this hit too, it is gonna be such an exciting race. How about that, Evan?
Yeah. Ooh, Amoroso a little bit slow there.
Oh,
It's
that's a car actually took the wall.
It's a nudge. Oh.
Someone in the wall there in the background. I think it might have been the 55 of Kevin Garcia, but he's kept going in the right direction, which is always beneficial for a NASCAR race at Daytona. Belziti making moves as well, but who isn't making moves in a NASCAR race in these beautiful next-gen cars? A little bit of a nudge there as we see the 5 moving out of line as well. That is Pascucci, who of course has experience here, is a one-time AMX Daytona winner, which we saw only about 5 or 6 minutes ago. Murray 3 laps into the next one, goes to show how quick things move. Pascucci now up to second, will be looking to attack Lazowski as we're on board with Fabrizio Belziti. A nice mix of car choice here this evening. We've got the Chevy, the Ford and the Toyota all on display, and you can see, wow, big moves there. Ciccoli, bit of a wobble as well while passing the 225, but he's made it successfully, made it cleanly, clearly suffering with a bit of dirty air, but also with a rocket ship in the back of his NASCAR. It is, of course, a 358 cubic inch V8 power plant, and 5.86 litres to be precise. That is a very large engine, let's just put it that way.
Yes, large is certainly very American, isn't it? Speaking of Americans, Garcia has actually recovered his way up to 4th now, but unfortunately he's losing out. I wonder if damage to this car is actually affecting his pace right now, because he's falling far behind the 3 Argentinians in the lead here, of which Pachuti is right now the one leading the 3. So Ciccoli is now getting a good draft here. Gets a bit of a bump there to Pachuti, just to remind him who's the boss here, I suppose. But nevertheless, the pace is certainly looking so good for these 3 guys here. It could literally be anyone's game now, given that they have an island of their own. But at least for Garcia, he's certainly happy to see Lukowski in his rearview mirror right now, so he can certainly control the race a lot better this way. Look at him, he's already getting alongside Argentinian Belziti here. He's going to be gunning with him. Oh, but no, the touch, but he managed to keep it together here. Wow, that's quite a save there for Garcia, but he still needs to make some moves here, unfortunately. Well, that was a very, very close one there, wasn't it, Izzat?
Oh, that was a close call over there. Whew. What a race. The pace that they are going right now. Oh, look at the gap right now between the two car in front with the midfield. That is a huge gap to be left out over there. Come on, guys.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
indeed. So the 300 teams now.
Cars let them. As it sees Belziti looking attack in the 11th. Ciccoli in second. Pascucci still in the race lead. He's looking to go 2 for 2 here at Daytona International Speedway, but that's going to prove difficult if he's going to lead from here to the end. A little bit of a nudge, a little bit of a bump from his fellow Argentine Ciccoli in the background. Kevin Garcia with that unbelievable bit of driving save. Unbelievable bit of driving talent. Incredible save, is what I should say. He's looking to make moves. Currently battling with Josh Purween, the two Australians, 10th and 12th here. As this is getting really, really close. But we haven't seen a big wreck like we saw in the first one yet, Victor.
Indeed. I mean, I will testament that to Garcia's learning his lesson here. He's already caught up to the back of Lukowski, although he's also got Machado for company as well, as he's alongside him. As for Lukowski's side, he's actually drafting off of, I believe that's Machado's car right now in 12. Yes, that is. A bit of a gap going on to the Argentines right now. So certainly Ciccoli and Belziti, fortunately, have been able to keep themselves behind Pascucci for now. Breaking off a little bit, it looks like Gomez has been covered all by Belziti. Machado is going to try to go around outside there, and it's looking like he's getting a good run up, actually going up through this banking. Pascucci is still in the lead though, but again, he needs to lead for the next 3 laps here if he wants to get that another win here in the bag. So it's certainly a very tough situation to be in. I wonder how this is going to turn out here, Izzat.
Oh, we are heading to last 3 laps right now. Pascucci is still in front in the car number 5, followed by car number 40 by Bruno Ciccioli. Only 0.07 gap between them. He is patiently waiting to make a move towards on the inside right now. As we can see, Fabrizio also taking the drive on it, while Diego Villarreal also just waiting for the right moment to take the lead between them. Wow, there's a little bit gap behind them, actually, for the driver number 14 and 15 there, Kundorago and Nico Godoy. As we can see, it is a big of a gap for this driver. I wonder what happened to them. What do you think about that?
Yeah,
Evan,
I mean,
yeah.
it's certainly. Oh, yeah, Evans. Sorry.
There is a bit of a gap. There's a gap as well between Lazowski, Amoroso and Purween and Garcia, as I say that. Amoroso falling down 4 positions to be exact. Lap 10 of 11 here to go. Ciccoli is on the back of Pascucci and Belziti just behind. Deja vu for anyone who did tune in to heat number 1, because those were the 3 who were fighting for it in the opening heat. The only difference here is we have Diogo Villarreal in 4th, we have Gayoso and Gomez right behind as well. As you can just see, a little bit of weaving, a little bit of nudging from the 22. That is Diogo Villarreal, of course, as we look back from Fabrizio Belziti. We're coming round to the final part of the tri-oval. For the 10th time to start the 11th, the white flag is out and waving. There's a lot of movement in the back of that pack. There is Machado who's making moves, trying the slingshot around the outside, as we have a beautiful overhead shot here at a 5, defending his way from the 40, as we saw him do it successfully the first time round. Can he do it here again? Chicoli will know to play his tactics different, knows the outside line might not necessarily work. He's looking to commit to that inside, but Pascucci weaving and weaving. Remember, you cannot go into that yellow line as we go. Car turn round. That is Lizowski. No, it's the Royale, apologies. In the 22 who goes spinning onto the grass. It's the same top three as the last time round. It is Pascucci, Giacoli, Belsiti. There's another car gone round. Machado has gone round as well. And now we see the drag racing to the line. Oh, look at this from Belsiti. Up the inside. Pascucci takes the win. And in the exact same fashion, Belsiti takes the move. If we had NASCAR stewards, not sure if they might have likened that one going under the apron a bit, but that made for a classic bit of entertainment. Oh, there's a wreckage further down the field, Victor.
I know. The chaos just rams up to gear 6, even though his car's only have 5 gears here. Wow, I just gotta say, Pascucci just held his nerves of steel right there. And then I'm just so impressed by the way he was defending there, especially against Chicoli, and just gave the opening there for Belziti. Just pounds on him. Just look at the gap between the two of them. 1 millisecond. You realize how close that is between the two. Man, again, I don't admire. I'm definitely not envying the job of the racing stewards to sort out this mess for sure. But I've just got to say, at least for the on-track action, it was just nothing short of brilliant there, Evan.
Absolutely fantastic. As I tell you what, that must have been scary in a VR headset. I'm not sure which of the drivers had that on the bottom left, but that would have made me jump. We're gonna have our race results up in a moment. Izzat, why don't you run us through them?
Sure. So we got Roman Paciusi in the first place, following by Bruno Cicioli on the second, Patricio Belziti on the third, Andres Gomez on fourth, Lautaro Gayoso on fifth. Wow, we got 5 Argentinians there. And followed by Rodrigo Lewandowski from Brazil, Josh Puriwen on 7, Kevin Garcia on 8, Conor Healy on 9, Victor Amoroso on 10, Mateus Machado on 11, Randall Turner on 12, Diego Villarreal on 13, Facundo Rago on 14, and Nico Godoy on 15. Wow, what a race. 5 Argentine on top, right?
Yes, it is Roman Pascucci who is your BenQ session winner once again. The only thing he was missing here this evening was the pole position. That, of course, went to Conor Healy, but he took all the spoils in both our races at the Daytona. Victor, we threw you in at the deep end, joining us in AMX here. But how did you guys find your first little taste of action?
Oh, I'm a little bit nervous, to be honest. To be honest, I'm a little bit nervous because I'm not quite familiar with NASCAR racing before, but I'm catching it a little bit in a time. So yeah, how about you, Victor? How do you feel?
Oh, I love it. I love the racing here. I mean, I was like nervous with Tachuchi for the most part because he was taking the lead like from the halfway point of the race, and that's the most disadvantaged position to be in because Chicoli was already like sizing him up. You can see him weaving so much. He was finding the opening, just didn't really come through. And it seems unfortunate that Belgiti, despite his photo finish there, actually ended up finishing behind Chicoli in the results, at least as we saw on screen. But nevertheless, I would like to imagine, Joan Manuel himself, even though he's never raced in stock car racing, probably smiling from the heavens above, watching these Argentinians making the state proud.
Absolutely, the Argentines, we're putting on a show here this evening. They're not just good at football, folks. Turns out they're really good at iRacing, NASCAR specifically. Scarily good, in fact. Speaking of which, Paciucci, he was a bit of a different class tonight, Victor, taking boat races. That's difficult to do in a NASCAR.
Oh, for sure. I mean, we talk a lot about consistency, but when it comes to consistency of winning races there, the famous story of Dale Earnhardt and his eternal battle with the Talladega, it's the Daytona 500, it just brings you back to the kind of things where even with everything going right for you for most of the race, it's those last few laps where it all matters. And Paciucci really brought his A game here, I believe. So kudos to him. He's taken the maximum amount of cash prize, really. I think out of those two performances there, brilliant run for the Argentine, and certainly one to watch out for as the season continues.
Yeah, and don't forget about our lap fastest lap time for today as well. Victor Amoroso and Nico Godoy for Heat 1 and Heat 2 just now. They're also packing up for $1 each for Heat 1 and Heat 2. So I'm kind of excited for the next race after this. Yeah, NASCAR is a little bit different, but it is fun. And as you can see, there's a lot of drama. I mean, just now I see there's a driver using a VR. If you ask me, using a VR with all the traffic left and right, just wow, how can he handle that? You know, where else others with a sim rig, like there's monitor in front of them, like this guy using a VR playing the sim rig. Wow, playing iRacing on a VR. Just imagine that. If it were me, I was like, wow, there's left and right. Where can I see?
You gotta have some amount of
Yes,
bravery to wear a screen literally there and have the potential of a £3,400 V8 stock car coming into your view. That's brave. That's what the racing drivers get paid so much for.
That
But
is brave.
Roman Pascucci equals Michael Waltrip's Daytona record with 2 wins. He did it in less than an hour. It took Waltrip a little bit longer. But if you're there sat thinking, wow, what an iconic race, AMX provided once again action, and then you're thinking, oh, another iconic race in real life, Bathurst 12 hours, well, that's not on later. Don't go anywhere, folks. AMX 10, we have the Bathurst AMX version once again in the V-Cars. Before we go for a quick little break, make sure you check out our socials, which are down below. We are on Instagram, Twitch, Twitter, or X, Discord, YouTube, amxrace.com, and of course we have a TikTok as well with clips of all the best races. I'm sure you'll be seeing a couple finishes from today's NASCAR race on there, but we will go for a quick little break between AMX 1 and AMX 10, where we will have the fabulous V8 Repco stock V8, I can't think of the official name, so we're just going to call them V8 Supercars around the famous Bathurst circuit. Victor and Izan, any last things to say to the audience before they go and get their popcorn ready for later?
Yeah, just don't forget.
Just stick around, guys.
Still tune in. Yeah, stick around. We still have
Exactly.
more
Stick around.
to give you guys. Yeah.
Do not go anywhere. We will have AMX 10 coming up here live on AMX Global. We will catch you in a few minutes.
To save our home, we must travel through the gateway to find new energy. To save our home, we must travel through the gateway to find new energy.
In the words of Kevin Estra, half of the track is the Nordschleife and half of the track is Macau. And Alexander Premat said there's a little bit of Laguna Seca thrown in there as well. It is Mount Panorama Circuit located in Bathurst, New South Wales, Australia, and situated on the similarly named Mount Panorama. It is AMX 10 here live from New South Wales, and we have got a thrilling race coming up for you here this evening. It is V8 Supercars live. My name is Evan. Joining me for this evening, once again, if you were watching earlier, yes, they are back. It is Izzat and Victor. Victor and Izzat, we had a great NASCAR race, but we go to something completely different today, Victor. Or this evening, I should say.
I mean, evening where a lot of you are watching, I expect it's going to be seen here. It's literally 3 a.m. for us, and I mean, what better time really to get to the thick of the action, right? And yeah, believe it or not, you know, I didn't even know the existence of Mount Panorama until like it was way too late. And cue my surprise to find out it's not only like been around for decades, but it's been literally the Australian race. So I'm glad to be here, and especially with the 12 hours of Bathurst also running at the same time. You know, it's a great way for us to kick things off here with the AMX Global as well.
Oh yeah, nevertheless, I do feel super excited for this next race. I can't wait for this race to be started at Mount Panorama. So yeah, I just hope everything goes well. I want to see this race so badly right now. How about you, Evan?
I am very excited for this one. I think this is going to be great. We are delving into the world of Australian racing with the V8 Supercars. We have a lot of class drivers coming up this evening. But before we get into that, it's time for me to do a few chores and run you through a little bit of housekeeping. So, of course, if you're unsure what we have going on here in AMX, this is, of course, AMX Global League Season 4. Started on January 27th and ends on the 21st of April. There is $20,000 on the line, and, of course, some fabulous gear from Next Level Racing. We have a 20-minute qualifying session, which is currently underway at Mount Panorama. We then reverse that. Top 15 reverse grid for heat number 1, also 20 minutes. Top 15 reverse for heat 2, also 20 minutes. It's 20, 15 back, 20, 15 back, and 20. You're into numbers. There's prize amounts for each session as well. Here in AMX 10, driver cameras are required. Make sure you have that on. Your payout balances over $100 will be paid out each month. And of course, we race on Tuesday, Saturday, today, and on Sunday, anytime at amxrace.com. Of course, you need to know what time to race at, or tune into us here on our various social channels. AMX1 races at 5:50 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time on Tuesdays, Saturdays and Sundays. AMX 10, of course, as you'll know as you're tuning into us, races at 7:20 p.m. GMT on Tuesday, Saturdays and Sundays, or of course about 20 past 3 in the morning if you're my fellow co-commentators. But here is the AMX 10 race prize pool. A little bit up from what you saw earlier in AMX1. First place in qualifying Heat 1 and Heat 2 gets $30. That's not a bad evening at all. Your minimum road I rating, of course, has to be 2,000 to race in this division, and the total prizes per race is $500. They stretch all the way down to 15th position, and of course $4 is available for the fastest lap in both of the races. So let's see who has taken these fabulous prizes then, shall we? Gael Valero is currently on top in AMX 10. He has raked in a total of $338 and remains at the top of your AMX 10 standings. The Spaniard of Aaron Vasquez, who has been up here since race week 1, is behind Gael. Of course, he's won 2 races, but Gael's only won 1, so Gael is here this evening looking to get one back. Kieran Harrison then, the British driver, is in 3rd ahead of last season's champion Quarantine Ganez, who is in 4th. Jackson Resenge is the top of our Texaco Racing team by Tony Canan drivers. He's in 5th position with Dino Filippa in 6th. And it is Gaston Kulhavi in 7th, Fabio Zampudlini, the guitar man, showing his fabulous guitars behind him on his face camera, always is in 8th position. Peter Zuba then in 9th with Juan Blenat in 10th. Santiago Aguiar in 11th with Toby Soriano in 12th position, dropping 1 place, I should say, since the last time you saw those standings. A current promotion here, of course, in AMX. It is the 0 to 3 promotion. Purchase entry fees 3 days before the race, and you'll receive a nice 30% discount off for your troubles. And then, of course, you can buy a season ticket if you don't want to have to think about entering races. The AMXrace.com will have season entry tickets available for purchase. These tickets are for each class up to a total of 6 and will provide 50% off to all races of a purchased class. A fabulous promotion. Mount Panorama, of course, started as a motorcycle circuit, so I think we turn it over to a man who knows a little bit about motorcycles to run you through this circuit. Izzet, take it away.
So, as we told you before, after the break, we are going to race at Mount Panorama in Australia. It got 23 turns over here, and I'm kind of excited to see what happened. It is a very cool track, but nevertheless, let's go into Victor with the car info. Can you tell us a little bit about the car, Victor?
Oh, this is going to be an exciting one. I mean, this is now going to be one of the Gen 2 cars that I'm seeing on the screen here, the Holden V8, in fact. But then the Supercars V8 is a homologated series, so all these cars are putting out 644 horsepower with all 8 cylinders firing at will. Rear wheel drive is a little bit lighter than the stock cars that we saw early on this evening, with a weight of 1395 kilograms. Sequential gearbox, it has 6 gears instead of the 5 on the NASCAR, but certainly, well, when these cars are out on track, especially here in Bathurst, it's just nothing short of amazing. The sounds, the noise that comes out from these creatures of metal and steel, and as well the track on this glory circuit here. It is the Australian race here, ladies and gentlemen. The Holden versus Ford rivalry going on between these manufacturers is certainly going to bring even more excitement as we go into the virtual version of this Bathurst track. So, in any case, with these cars being the weapon of choice here, you really want to see how exactly these drivers handle it. So, on to you, Evan, to bring us on to what we're going to be seeing.
Yes, we have qualifying coming up very shortly for you folks. It is the battle between Ford Mustang GT and Holden ZB Commodore. But first, it is the battle for pole position. Qualifying is about 7-8 minutes underway, so you've not missed the best of the action that this Mount Panorama circuit can provide. Of course, it's been home to the Bathurst 1000 since 1963. The race was originally 500 miles, but was changed to 1,000 kilometers in 1973. And then since 1999, the race has become a round of the V8 Supercars calendar. We're in the V8 Supercar here, of course. Some of these guys will be looking to achieve what Peter Brock achieved 9 times from 1972 to 1987. That is a win around this fabulous Mount Panorama circuit. And what better man to take you through a lap of it than Connor Nixon, an Australian, of course. He's currently quickest in qualifying. He's heading down the mountain straight down towards the turn number 2 of Quarry. A lot of corner names on this track named after famous motorsport personalities. Just a little bit of a fun bit of trivia on how this track was actually created. Mayor Martin Griffin, who was the mayor of this area at the time, he asked the Australian government for some federal funding because there was a big recession in Australia at the time, and he was saying, I need money. I want to develop a tourist park. Did he create a tourist park? No, he loved motorsport so much, so he decided he was going to fund a racing circuit, and that is what was created here. Technically, Mount Panorama still listed as a scenic tourist destination. It certainly is scenic as we head up in towards the McPhilliamy Park section and in towards the S's. Oh my goodness me, that was close between Connor Nixon and one of the outlap cars.
Yeah, I couldn't exactly catch who that was there, but Nixon, I mean, he's literally the only Australian, the only home ground hero here amongst all of the drivers out on track here. So it's great to see that he's the one dominating the timing tower, as it were, here, like 5/10 faster than Argentinian Soriano there, and certainly looking so fast, especially down the Conrad Straight. Named so because con rods, the control rods on the engines often blow out a lot, and especially in the early days of racing here. But nevertheless, I want to see whether or not he will be able to improve his time again. Resende from Brazil has just taken over from Soriano in second place provisional there with a time of 2:05.433. And certainly, as the qualifying will go on, I'm certain to see these times continue to fall here. So Nixon, even though he's right now still on top, ooh, look at that, guys. Just under 2:05 there, at 2:04.995. You can see the celebration in his face when he realized he just nailed that. That's brilliant. Nothing short of brilliant there for Connor Nixon, isn't it? Is that?
Yeah, I can see that he can clearly take his breath, maybe take some rest before the qualifying session ended. But right now we are with Aaron Vasquez right now in a police car. I can see that using the Holden police car, police livery. Yeah, right now he's gunning into it. He clocked in the last lap before into there's a bit of a drift there, and then there's some damage on it. That is what happened to this track, guys. The turns are very technical, and it is, even for me, if you ask me about the turns over here, it is quite dangerous. It is how you control your car and how you control your emotion, because when you go downhill, you want to go fast, that's for sure. But how do you want to replicate that action into your car? How about that, Evan? What do you think about that?
I think it's very ironic that the man in the police car is the one who caused the car crash, but that's a mistake from Vasquez. As we look at Pedro Dean entering in towards the chase section of the circuit, camera angle unfortunately not doing him any justice. It looks like he's about halfway up through the camera angle, but the picture once again providing a look into the insights of the driver. In towards Murray's corner, then he'll complete his lap as we look at Victor Miranda. You can see there as focused as ever heading up the circuit and in towards the cutting name of the corner. You can see in an all black Holden. He's not going for any of these fancy liveries, is he, Victor? Just something simple.
I just love the intimidation factor the all black livery brings in, and like zero sponsors as well, except for the Holden logo. I mean, that's certainly a car that you want to watch out for in your rearview mirrors, that's for sure. Although he's kind of backed off a little bit here, so maybe he's just trying to get himself sized up for the next flying lap. And we do still have quite a bit of time before the qualifying ends anyway, so he's already getting himself completely psyched here, getting up to the skyline area, the highest point of the circuit. And believe it or not, it's like the extreme differences in the altitude here plays a huge factor in the performance of these cars in real life, and iRacing is no different in that regard. So drivers will certainly feel the horsepower difference when they're down on the ground here on the main straight like here. And then once they're up in the S's, it's a completely different ball game. Once you get to that point, it's one part Nürburgring, one part Macau, as you have mentioned earlier, Evan, and I certainly echo that as well. It is a very, very unforgiving circuit. The slightest of mistakes can send you easily into the wall and completely ruin your weekend here. Granted, these virtual cars certainly can endure the abuse, and you can always reset yourself back to go for another round. Ooh, a bit of a slide there from Suzuki, hailing all the way from Poland. That's not going to bode well for his lap time here, although he's still going to continue up the cutting here to try to make up some time, but certainly hope the man is not too rattled there.
Yeah, true. I mean, he just started his qualifying session right now, and I can see that he's quite calm, driving. I don't know, is he sleeping right now, or he's just? Oh, okay, he's driving. So, we know he's good. He's good. Yeah, he's driving. He's driving. Okay, going to the technical section of the track right now. Wow, the essence. Look at that. The way he just glided into the corners. Smooth. Just smooth. But anyway, that is the first hour of one of the Ford that is gonna be competing tonight, other than Holden. Others choose Holden, but right now only them are choosing. Only how many Ford there is. It's like you can count with your fingers. All of them in the spotlight right now is Kieran Harrison from Great Britain. Can you tell us about that, Evan?
Kieran Harrison, a really good driver, is Kieran. Races for the SimRC team, same one as our previous champion, Quarantine Ganez. 24 years of age, but has experience that some of the gentleman drivers, maybe in Le Mans, who'd be in their 50s and 60s, will have in races of high attrition. An excellent driver, and one certainly to watch out for this evening. He's usually always up near the top, currently 6th place in qualifying. Another driver who was actually not here this evening, but he was getting a little bit of compliments in the stream chat, is Fabio Zampellini, who's unfortunately not able to make it this evening. Remember, if you want to get in contact with us here in the commentary box and the folks in the production team, make sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel and leave your thoughts in the stream chat. We love hearing about them. But qualifying, we are under the 5 minutes to go mark. It is still the Australian of Connor Nixon who is making home advantage work here at the Mount Panorama circuit, currently quickest in qualifying. Kieran Harrison just getting on another lap as we see the police car emerge back in the background. That livery keeps catching me out, but I think it is a fabulous looking one. Not a lot of time to go though, but there is still $30 on the line, so I'd expect to see still some quick lap times to emerge here, Victor.
Indeed, I mean, again, the pay jump going from second to first is like $10, right? And the pay jump from second to third is only $2, so you get basically 5 times the amount of money in prize. You just nail that top spot there. So although Nixon, of course, he will end up having to run the reverse grid later on in the heats, but just nailing that down and doing it in style as well, certainly making the Australian homeboys really proud of their representative here. Nevertheless, yeah, as we continue to run through, I think like Aaron Vasquez is certainly doing his level best here to trash that time. He's only about 0.2 away from breaking under 2:05, so he's certainly in the best position to try to challenge him for that pole position. Jackson Resende as well, 0.2 behind. Vasquez is also one to watch out for, hailing all the way from Brazil. Both of these drivers certainly are still just looking to try to find every last bit of advantage here at Bathurst, of which, you know, it can certainly be a tricky one because it's such a long track, it's such a long affair. You just mess up very early on in your lap and you're going to be continuing to pay for it all the way until you get to the cutting. So as we come on screen here with Bliena, who is also one of the Argentinian drivers in this race, of which there are 5. He's also trying his level best here to get his lap times. And we got another driver in the VR headset here, State, coming in from the United States itself, getting full immersion going on there with his setup there with the DD drive. We just love to see it, isn't it, Izzat?
Yeah, true. Okay, going less than 3 minutes to the end of our qualifying. Connor Nixon is still on top of the table right now, followed by Aaron Vasquez. Oh, team just nudged to that wall. Okay, right now we are with Dino Filippa right now in the Holden, a black Holden, just like you guys said. Sometimes black, there's no livery, simple. The intimidation. I would love to see how this guy's gonna be racing in the next session on the first hit. I think there's gonna be a very intense battle on the first corner. What do you guys think? Evan, can you help me out with this?
Yeah, I think the run down the mountain straight has got to be really, really important for some of these guys to make or break their race. Remember, it's reverse grids, very difficult to overtake at this Bathurst circuit. In real life, some parts of the track have an overtaking ban. That's not going to be implemented this evening, I don't think, but you can see Filippa laughing his way in towards the chase. But another thing I'd like to point out, actually, Gael Valero, top of the AMX 10 overall standings, only 10th in the AMX qualifying. So Gael will have maybe not as much prize money to go towards the championship from qualifying, but he'll have a great race start position. He could really take advantage of it. One of the Fords pulled off there to the left-hand side. Philippe across the line, and will stay 9th, but with the top 6 all in the pit lane here, Victor, I can't see much changing in the battle for pole.
Exactly. I mean, for the most part, Sector 1 time seemed pretty much locked down. I'm seeing more improvements, at least for the top 5 in the second sector, which is where exactly the Conrad Strait and the Chase is exactly at. So certainly the high speed they can achieve at that section is helping them in order to stay in that top 5. But really, with the way that Connor has basically taken this qualifying here, it's just really raised the bar so high for everyone else that I feel it's going to be very tough, a real tough act to follow. Nevertheless, Nicholas Verone has just set a really good one here, the 205.474, literally only 50 milliseconds away from Resende, but it's not enough for Verone to break into the top 4. Nevertheless, looks like we're going to be ending this qualifying here. So, Evan, why don't you take us away?
Your BenQ session winner is one of us. He's a commentator here on AMX. It's Connor Nixon, who sometimes joins us as a special guest, is on pole position. Well, he's not starting on pole. He's taken pole here for AMX 10, race number 9. He will have Aaron Vasquez in front of him, but has qualified behind him, and then it'll be Jackson Resenge who's come third. Victor Miranda in 4th, great qualifying by Victor. Nicholas Verone in 5th position with Juan Blenat in 6th. Tobias Soriano in 7th with Kieran Harrison in 8th. Dino Filippa in 9th and Gael Valero in 10th. Pedro Dean in 11th. Then it's Kyle Gaspar, Simon De Mori. Then it is a name I could never pronounce, Nicodem Wierzbicki. Again, can't pronounce it, but then it is Gaston Gilhavi in 15th, Samuel Burnett in 16th, then it is our VR headset runner of Tim State in 17th, and Fabio Zamperlini, who had some technical issues there with no time set. But we have a fabulous heat coming up on our hands. It'll be a standing start here at Mount Panorama, which makes me believe we will be going fairly instantly. There is a car missing, however, from that second grid slot. There it is. It's one of the Mustangs who is popping in, and is Wierzbicki, who is in 2nd position. We should have some start lights coming up fairly soon, I believe, or these guys should be getting going fairly soon. Yes, the graphics are coming on our screen. That's usually a good indication that here at Bathurst, it's Gaston Kilhavy on pole position as we go racing for heat number 1 of the evening. That's a great start from Simon De Mori. That's a great start from Kyle Gaspar. Gaston Kilhavy leads into the first corner, however. Wierzbicki defending, and Simon De Mori in 3rd as well as we head onto the mountain straight for the first time, Victor.
Yeah, nice one there from Philippa to snatch away 5th position from Dean there. Javi is still leading the racers all the way up towards the cutting right now. He's certainly built a nice gap there from the Mustang just behind. Bit of a pile going on here in the midfield here. Philippa and Valero and Dean now battling for that 5th position. The Frenchman already sandwiched in between the Argentinian and the Brazilian there as to get up to the uphill section. A very, very difficult part of the track here, and certainly one where you can easily lose your head if you're not too careful. Of course, they've already a car has already hit the wall there and it's falling all the way back. I think that's Miranda, or is that Dean? That's Dean from Brazil, who's unfortunately dropped down to 13 from that one contact. It's just so heartbreaking to see there, Izzat.
Yeah, true. First lap, and it's already someone just burst into the wall just now. But Gaston, he's holding up the leader quite well right now from Nicodem. Oh, somebody's gone off to the track. Who is it? Is it Gael?
Yeah.
On the Mustang?
I think it was Harrison.
I think it's Gael right now. Oh, it's Harrison. I'm sorry about that. So right now, on the last sector of the track right now. Somebody nudged. Oh, somebody. Coca-Cola there. Oh. Somebody just nudged into the Coca-Cola. As we can see, there is a bit of damage to the front of the car. I think it's gonna be affecting to the slipstream, to the performance of the car. What do you think, Evan?
Yeah, a bit of a.
Oh, this car gone round. That is Wierzbicki, who's gone round after contact with Simon De Mori. They were going side by side into turn 21. The chase. It was Simon De Mori down the inside, maybe just nudging the side. The stewards may have something to say about that post-race, but through Murray's corner to start the second lap of proceedings, it is still Gaston Kilhavy who leads ahead of Filippa in second position, and you can see Simon De Mori still on the pounce. The European is looking to get the jump on the two Argentinians, but he's got Gael Valero in the number 18 car, who is under big pressure. There is Simon on your picture-in-picture. He's trying to go round the outside here. This is late braking, heading in towards quarry of turn number 2. Demori's gone wide. Demori's gone very wide. Has to pile on the brakes to ensure he does not hit that wall on the left-hand side of the circuit. Simon Demori has had a troubled few corners here, Victor.
Yeah, he took a huge risk for sure, trying to go too wide through there, but unfortunately didn't really pay that much of a price for it. I think it's very fortunate he was still able to stay in the top 4 for now, and is able to hold up Gaspar just behind him. So now they're trying to settle it in. I can see Filippa, he's got an amazing climb right now. He's already up in the second place. He's already challenging his fellow countrymen there for the lead of this race here. Look at him already getting the draft, going up through Skyline and now down towards the Dipper here. The two black cars now just jostling for position here, just trying their level best to capitalize on each other's mistakes here. You can see Philip already just getting ever so close, but still no cigar there for the Argentinian behind Javi here. They're already coming through Flores' elbow. Now he's going to straight line speed here. He's going to go for a move around the inside here. They will be side by side. A drag race straight to the chase here. And you've got a Mustang possibly looking for an opportunity to split the two Argentinians here. Valero's already caught up to the two battling in the front. Still going too wide through the chase. This time the 10 car tries to block the Mustang. He's going around the outside in the first part of the chase. Now coming to the second part, they are filling in there. The Frenchman already in second place. Mori is moved in front of Kuhavi here. He's already lost Kuhavi. Kuhavi himself lost 2 places, 3 places in a row there, just through that Conrad straight. Absolutely brilliant racing here, Izat.
Yeah, true. It is a nice battle for P1, but apparently Gaston just like lost his place because of the attack that he just did. Maybe it's too early, or maybe it's just a strategy for him just to wait until the final sector of the race. Who knows? But as we can see right now, all the drivers are still here. There's no big gap between them. So I think this is anybody game right now. And as we can see, the police try to go to around the outside. Oh, just smashing into that.
No.
Everybody is going clean. Oh, what's just happened back there? Oh, everything is good right now. This is the most difficult section right now in this track, and we are going to the uphill section right now. Dino Filippa is still on the lead, leaving a gap around 0.77 second between Gael Valero. Evan, what happened? Do you need anything?
It's hectic racing. That's what's happening
Yeah,
here at Bathurst.
It is.
There is lots going on, and that is for sure. We are on board with Gaston Kulhavi, looking back at one of his long-term rivals of Caio Gaspar here in AMX. That is Soriano, who is looking for a move up the inside, but couldn't quite get it done, so now Kulhavi will pounce on the attack. This is on Demori, who has been involved in an incident already going through the chase, and now down they go, the longest straight. This is the Conrad straight, 1.916 kilometers, longer than some circuits on iRacing maybe. Side by side through turn number 20, Simon Demori bravest on the brakes. The Holden of Gaston Kulhavi will be held behind, and now has to defend more from Caio Gaspar. Demori, really brave on the brakes through this section of the track, is holding his position well here and is in third place. That is Juan Lenat going for a move. It seems like Aaron Vasquez as well is going for a move on Jackson Mersenje. Kieran Harrison losing a spot. It's all kicking off through Murray's corner here, Victor.
Yeah, we can see the police car of Vasquez now getting ahead of Miranda already in the main street. The police car now on the chase here on the other cars in front, but nevertheless, the black car is trying to find a way around the side here. Doesn't seem to be too successful for them, as other cars are certainly in the way of him. He's already getting a bit of tire as they come up towards the first corner here. It's looking like for him at least, definitely thinking about how he's going to try to play this as they get up to the uphill section of Bathurst as it is. Nevertheless, Gaspar already keeps himself a nice, decent line there, making sure he stays ahead of most of these guys. And also keeps up with the rest of the pack here. Jabalina The Argentinian right now is 4 Argentinians in a row from 4th to 7th place here, and all of them are just absolutely gassing it uphill right now, trying to make the way to the skyline first. And also, just a shout out there to Mori. That was some amazing racing we saw from him, and he's already building a gap from Kohavi there, allowing himself a bit of breathing room. Of course, with Filippa already 1.6 seconds ahead of Valero, who himself is 1.8 seconds in front of S. Mori. Certainly, they will be looking to try to hold their position here. This is still quite a race to go here. Only 4 laps in, and we still haven't quite have things settled here, especially in the midfield, as we are now on Vas's car. The chase on Gaspar here is looking like he's very much confident of making the pass here on the chase, isn't it, Izzat?
Yeah, that's true. As we going into the final turns right now, as we can see, Aaron Vasquez right now, on board right now, he's trying to find his way around Chayo Ignatius Gaspar in the police car there. Try to holding it, try to take the draft. Maybe he can make a move after this, because we are still kind of early into the race. And just now, Gael Valero is like on the 2nd place right now from the 7, if I'm not mistaken. And now he's on 2nd. And Dino Filippa just clocked in the fastest time of 2.06. Wow, 2.06. That's the fastest lap of the race today. And right now, Chayo Ignatius battle for the 8th place. Is Aaron gonna make a move right now on the inside, or he's just gonna holding it in? He's still looking for that space. I don't think this track, it is very, you know, the uphill section, it is very tight right now with the corners and everything. I don't think there's a space for him to just like pass it through, right, Evan?
Yes, and a lot of frustration for Aaron Vasquez as well. There was a hand thrown up in the air. He is feeling the pressure of trying to get past Caio Gaspar. Caio is no slouch here. He's not going to be able to just breeze past. You're not going to be able to breeze past any driver really in AMX. It's a real high quality field, and especially as they head in towards the S's section, down through Skyline, in towards the S's section, towards the Dipper and Forest's Elbow. It's an even more difficult place for Aaron Vasquez to make a move. Here he goes down the inside, maybe going to try a little bit of a lunge there on Gaspar, but Gaspar actually probably gets a bit of exit because of that. Maybe it's time for Aaron Vasquez to just flick on the siren and demand his way past in proper police car fashion, but no, he used to do it the old-fashioned motorsport way, and that's go for maybe a move in towards the chase. Down the longest straight in Bathurst and in towards the right-hander, just like we saw Demori go. Vasquez goes for it as well. A lot of space given by Caio Gaspar there. That's going to give it a nice, pretty invitation to Kieran Harrison, and that's going to be Caio Gaspar getting sideways. He's caught it well. There's a lot of time and a lot of space is being lost. He's lost one to Versenje, now to Nixon as well, and in towards Murray's corner. Caio Gaspar just about stays ahead of Connor Nixon here, Victor.
Yeah, well, that was certainly a heart-stopping moment there for the black car, but good recovery on that. Nevertheless, he's certainly hopefully he's not kicking himself too hard for that, because it was really a tight race there. Another bump going on in front of it. I think it's Mori now who's holding out Soriano, and Soriano is already thinking of challenging him going into that first turn. Ooh, a little bit of touch on the grass there as he slides away, and unfortunately gives the position to Barillon as well. Soriano there, dropping down a couple. Now Soriano's down to 6th place here. Mori now having more breathing room is going to be leading the pack through the cutting now. Going uphill here, he's already just leading the Argentinians all the way through so far. So, but the thing is, especially once you get them to the street section, as it were, or rather the Nürburgring section, as I like to think about it, certainly he will be able to just keep them behind for that length of time. But the more he has to tangle himself with these Argentinians here, the worse it is for his ability to catch up to the 2 leaders, because I've just been watching Valero actually slowly chip away at a time from Filippa, and he was at one point point, about a second behind Filippa. Unfortunately, has dropped down to 1.7 seconds and is attempting his level best to keep up there. Mori, nevertheless, coming down through the dipper here and into Forest Elbow. Now it's going to be the real race time here for him. Can he defend this here, especially with Blienat now handed the opportunity here to get a toe? He's certainly sizing him up right now, trying to decide, is he going to go inside, outside? Ooh, going bumper to bumper right now. He takes the inside, going through the chase. He has a lot of speed here. Mori now hard on the brakes here. He's going to have to watch out more the Argentinian on the outside and not allow the others through. Ooh, very touch and go, going through the chase there. Mori loses the position to Bliena. Varione as well moves through, and Mori has dropped down to 5th. Soriano moves on him as well, going around the outside of the final turn. Mori fights back, takes the position back, and stays in 5th place. Wow, great racing here, Izat.
What a battle between Mori and Nicholas Baron just now. But Mori can't say anything. He just lost the position when he just gave away some space to Juan Blena just now. What a waste. I think he could have defended that line just now. Maybe it's a little bit of touching, even though Mori's car, as I can see from here, there's a little bit of a damage on the left rear side, if I'm not mistaken. I'm sorry if I'm wrong, but yeah, I think that's because there's a lot of car with the damage there. Maybe because a wall thrust or something. But yeah, it is fun race. But number 1, number 2 right now, the leader of the race, they just like goes in front. Right now it's the midfield battle. The battle for number 4 between Nicholas Baron and Tobias Sorino. Wow. What a race. Evan.
Yes, Dino Felipa and Gael Valero are 4.3 seconds up the road from the Juan Blenat, apologies, and Nicholas Verone battle. It is looking like it's going to be Felipa 1, Valero 2, and then we have 16 or so of the cars who are looking for third, it seems here. But the main fight is between the two Argentines. We've had an Argentinian winner in our earlier AMX1 races as well. So these guys are looking to follow suit. Here comes Verone, big into the slipstream of the V8 supercar in front. Not able to make a move there is the Holden on Holden. The only Ford in the top 5 of this race is Gael Valero. And trust me, in AMX, if there's a Ford available to be selected, it will be selected by Gael Valero. I'm not sure if he gets paid commission by Ford for using it, but I'm starting to believe he is Henry himself with the amount of selections of Fords he has available. But the majority of the grid is in the Holden. Of course, they are homogeneous. It's a 5.0 litre engine, 635 brake horsepower, give or take. So they're all the same. It's kind of just what's on the outside that changes. And, well, I suppose it doesn't matter if you're a Ford or a Holden if we have a police car in the middle of a field, Victor.
I mean, I'm thinking he's already thinking about who exactly, which drivers on track is going to try to ticket for naughty behavior. But nevertheless, we'll hope for the best for him there. Nevertheless, the Argentinians continuing to chase each other all the way uphill now. The Holdens, of course, being equal in power as well as the chassis dynamics are certainly going to be a good choice here in this battle, because you know that the only differential between these drivers here is just literally how well they're able to take these corners and just how much cojones they have loaded in the car. But nevertheless, a good run so far from Varione and Blianet, already pulling a bit ahead of Soriano here, maybe backing off a bit to just let the other two in front fight and just hopefully capitalize on whatever mistakes that happened there. And especially mistakes can be very easy to make here, going through the SS, a dipper as well, just completely unsettles the car as you jump over the curb there. But all three Holdens able to hold their own here as they come through Forrest's elbow now, getting to the Conrad straight here. Varione and Bliena now a little bit spaced out compared to Soriano. Soriano is not going to have the benefit of the toe there, but neither is Varione as well, because Bliena is now half a second, almost half a second ahead. Barber's going to catch up before he gets to the chase, but doesn't look too likely a pass is going to happen here. But speaking of passes, Miranda sizing up his opponent in Kulhavi here. Gaston Kulhavi trying his level best to block him up, but unfortunately he already got caught out already entering the cutting. He will have the advantage going this turn, and unfortunately Miranda had to back out of it. We are mindful of the car behind him. Resende in the red car in 11th place is also looking to try to make a pass on Miranda just that time. Fortunately Miranda was able to block it out. Oh, a lockup coming up there for Kulhavi. That's just given a position to Miranda and Resende as well as he moves past and get to the line first before him. Oh, that's just unfortunate there for Resende, as now he's got Kulhavi, because he's now got Australian Nixon just behind him here, and oh my goodness, he's already laughing about it, but certainly it's not something that you want to happen, but at least it wasn't the worst of it for sure there, Izat.
Yeah, I think Connor Nixon is just playing it safe right now for the Heat 1. I think he's just gonna wait for the Heat 2 where he can show his hometown proud, because this is his track. Hometown hero. What just happened there? Oh, the police car.
I'm not too sure who that was.
A little bit.
Yeah, the police car has already made its way through.
Is it between Buckwest and Soriano? I think so.
Soriano.
As I can see. I'm sorry. But yeah,
I believe
this is the last lap.
Yes, we are on the last lap. It's a horrible incident that happened there. We might have a replay of it maybe in a few moments' time, but we will leave it for now. Soriano did fall down to 5th there, and it did look like it was that Mobile 1 car that was involved in an incident there. Kieran Harrison is up 2 spots to 6th place as well, but it will be Dino Filippa who will be bringing us to the checker, I should say, in 1st place. We're on board with Harrison. Is there going to be a last lap hero attempt maybe in towards the chase? He's on the Conrad Straight for the final time in this heat, certainly, so this is probably his best chance at it, as you can just see him gaining slowly but surely on Soriano. Is it going to be late on the brakes? It is way late on the brakes, but not late enough. He'd have to brake about 400 meters later in the car in front, but he might have a go into Murray's corner. Filippa rounding for the final corner. You can see he'll take the race win. Kieran Harrison will get the job done on Simon Dumori, and it looks like Verona is going to go for it as well. Harrison has got past Soriano as well. It's a last lap thriller from Kieran Harrison to take 5th place. There's a barrel roll over the line. It all costs the line safely, remember. That won't affect position, but my goodness me, bowling and Bathurst.
Wow, just wow. I can't wait for this gonna happen on the. I don't know whether this gonna be happening in the Heat 2, but I'm pretty excited to watch the Heat 2 races where Dino Filippa is gonna be in the 15th place to start, and Fabio Zampolini is gonna be in the pole position. How about you, Victor? What do you think?
I was trying to figure out how many rolls he had over there. That's certainly going to be so disorienting if it was in real life, for sure. And certainly, what a dramatic way to end the first heat here. Wow, just battles all the way to the final quarter, to the line there. It was absolutely amazing. I mean, let's not forget our winner here, Filippa, who has really managed this race so well and took the overall win here in Heat 1, the dominant fashion here with the final car already true. We're already going to be able to see the results here. I mean, again, I'm flabbergasted at the chaos we saw. The BenQ session winner here, Dino Filippa, all smiles on screen here. He's won the $30 prize and is certainly going to be very happy with what he's done here, isn't it, Evans?
Yes, as look, he's giving it to the camera. He knows we are watching him with a bit of a love heart to the stream. We love you too, Dino. An excellent win for him. All I'm saying is, with that car, the barrel roll, imagine if that was Tim State with the VR headset on. That is motion sickness at its finest. Guile Valero takes second in the 18, and it was Juan Blenat, Aaron Vasquez, Kieran Harrison, Tobias Soriano, Simon Demori, and Nicholas Veroni. But we are ready to go here. If you enjoyed what we just had, 1, pop a subscription for it, absolutely free. 2, we get to do it all again. We have a great grid of cars here. It will be fabulous Fabio Zamperlini on pole for race number 2. It's himself and Caio Gaspar, the two Brazilians, as we go racing in Bathurst for heat number 2. Resenge gets a move on Victor Miranda in the back pack. That is sixth position for Jackson Resenge. Down the mountain straight for the first time and on towards Quarry Corner. Zamperlini still with the lead here. Keep an eye on Nixon in 4th place. He did take your pole position, but of course the reverse grid did not do him any favours, looking for a move already on Pedro Dean in the McLaren-based livery. That is, of course, in the Holden, as it is a Holden 1-2-3 here, it seems. Fabio Zamperlini getting an excellent launch here, Victor.
Yeah, all the Holdens really just holding it up now, all the way down to 9th place. They're really going at it right now, but don't count out Connor Nixon. We saw what he was capable of in qualifying, and him following closely with the Brazilians right now leading the race. He's certainly looking for opportunities here to get past, especially that McLaren livery car of Pedro Dean here. North Racing. Nevertheless, now we're already at the skyline. Just look at the view. It's certainly a scenic tourist spot, at least in my mind here. And I'm just maybe a bit biased as I'm a motorsports fan, but nevertheless, the sights and the sounds are still coming, as it were, going down through the dipper here. This is very tight racing, a lot cleaner than we saw in the first heat. The Brazilians now having gotten to Forrest's elbow. This is going to be a crucial time now, because now we're going to be seeing these guys try to make the strike. Who's going to be the first one to make the move? Who's going to be the first one to yield? We're going to be finding out as we're chasing our way to the chase here. Zamperlini in the lead, Gaspar just behind, Pedro Dean in 3rd, Connor Nixon just biding his time right now, catching up to Pedro Dean's car here as he get to the cutting. Look at the way they're just breaking that. Nixon now takes the first move. He's already on the inside. He's already taken a position from Pedro, and then gets into contact there with Zamperlini, and they both get sent off there. Gaspar is going to be completely unscathed, and Dean as well is going to be able to get through all the way down. Where is he going to be ending up? Connor Nixon in 12th place. What a disaster here for the Australian, Izzat.
Oh, what a bad move just now. Just a little bit nudge from 4th and now to 11, Connor Nixon. He's just won battle for the 2nd place just now. I mean, it is racing, a little bit of a touch and nudge, but we're gonna have our race marshal to look at it after this. But yeah, right now 1, 2, 3. Oh, sorry, 1 until 5 is Brazilian. Now it's the Brazilian time, not the Argentinian time. Going into the uphill section right now, Vinicius is still holding the fastest lap right now. 2 minutes and 9 seconds. Following by Pedro Dean and Jackson on the 3rd and Fabio on the 4th. Wow, this is gonna be a great battle between these two. We didn't see enough battle in the midfield right now. Now it's the battle on the front pack. What do you think about that, Evan?
This is incredible racing we're having once again here in Heat 2, just like Heat 1. We're looking at Victor Miranda, who is looking to attack his fellow Brazilian of Fabio Zamperlini. Zamperlini getting off a little bit of luck maybe in that incident with Connor Nixon. Nixon, we know, has fabulous pace around here, so maybe he will be able to fight back. Is there going to be a move here in towards the dipper? No, there isn't. And that will be Zamperlini still ahead, as we see the pair of them on your picture in pictures down the bottom left. The production team once again doing a fabulous job to give us all these different angles, and one angle is going to be Miranda maybe ahead of Zamperlini in a matter of moments. Side by side they go in towards the chase. It's Miranda now ahead of Zamperlini. This corner not treating fabulous Fabio too well, because well, he lost 2nd place there. Now he's just lost 4th place, and he's down to 5th. Simon De Mori late in the brakes once again, past Gaston Calhavi. That's a problem for Verona. Verona's dropping down the order, and there's a little bit of smoke particles in the background. That could have been a spin potentially for the Argentine. And now that's another one. That's Gaston Calhavi, who goes off the circuit. That was almost a spin for the Argentine, but he just piles on the brakes at the right time. They're 3 wide here in towards Hell Corner at turn number 1. It might be Hell. If they remain 3 wide, Nixon trying around the outside of Aaron Vasquez. Aaron Vasquez, our highest rated iRating in this race, and oh, look at that from Wierzbicki in the background, saving it beautifully. There is an excellent showcase of driver skill here, Victor.
Wow, yeah, again, it's from the front to the back, all the way in the middle. Everyone is just bringing their A game here. You love to see it here, everyone. Nixon's already recovered up in 8th place, but now he's got a police car, and Vasquez just behind him. He's already looking straight up right now, but maybe also reading a sigh of relief that he managed to make it way through the hell that was the tree white situation. Going to Hell's Corner is certainly not one you want to be in, but he handled it with absolute class. Also, shout out to Mori and Soriano, just actually dispatching Gaston Kohlhavi very easily there, and Kohlhavi's troubles are going to continue on as he's dropped all the way down to 14th. Now getting up to the skyline here, can Nixon successfully catch up to Soriano here? Half a second between the two of them as they now come through the S's and to the Dipper here. This is looking like a good chance for Nixon to try to make up some places here in order to make up for the mistakes that he have already paid for early on. We're still only 3 laps in, and I just wonder when exactly all this chaos is about to end here. I just doubt that that's going to be the case here, with everyone still within the touching distance of each other. As you get down the Conrad straight, look at just what's happening in front there. I do believe that's Mori chasing Zamperlini, who is already on the inside of Miranda there. He's trying his level best to stay abreast as he gets through the cutting already. Oh, sorry, he under the chase now. Mori is already leading in front of Nixon and Zamperlini there, who now are trying to battle it out for 5th place. Nixon unfortunately had to take a little bit of grass there, but was still able to stay ahead of Zamperlini through the chase there. Now onto Zamperlini's car. He's getting bumped in the back. Off of the track on the corner. Only able to join in 13th place. My goodness, he definitely did not expect that, Exut, I think, and he's certainly going to be kicking himself for just not being aware.
Wow, the chase, the drama in the midfield. Again, on the hit 2 of this race. What a battle between those guys. And some of them try to keep their opponent at bay. Like right now we are with Soriano keeping Vasquez on the back of his car right now. Do not leave any spaces to him. With Nixon is now up to 5th place from 10, if I'm not mistaken. Is it 10? Yes, I think it is 10, from 10 place
12,
just now after the 12. Oh, is it? Oh, it's 12. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
After the accident that he had early on, and now he's on the 5th place. And I think he just waiting for this hit to start, where he gets his eye on Tiger set on for the podium. What do you think, Evan?
I think Connor Nixon's driving really well here, and he was almost going to try the bravest move I've ever seen through McPhillamy Park up the inside of Aaron Vasquez. Aaron Vasquez, I was going to mention before the chaos kicked off, 11,000 I rating, one of the highest in AMX Global. Look, one of the highest in iRacing, dare I say, because even Gael Valero has world champion status, and he's still about 2,000 lower than him. But Aaron Vasquez versus Connor Nixon is a battle that might develop here. Vasquez does need to capitalise on a couple of overtakes, but something that could easily be done. Connor Nixon needs to get past Simon Demori, and Demori has been driving excellent here, but is it going to be good enough? Because Nixon trying around the outside. Connor Nixon, is he going to get the job done? Yes. Hit a little bit of a hit check between the two, but that is job done by Nixon. That might allow Tobias Soriano to get the job done around the outside. Demori still sneaks a wheel up the inside, bit of a block pass manoeuvre for the 14 Holden, and that is an excellent bit of racing between all 3 of them. Connor Nixon now up to 4th, however is 3.4 seconds behind Victor Miranda, as there's more cars going up the inside there, and that's actually Kieran Harrison who's gone round. I believe that was an incident with Juan Blenat. Kieran Harrison gets sent round, very unfortunate for him. He's gone falling down the order. Soriano now trying to attack Vasquez in towards turn number 2. That's the right-hander of Quarry. No go there. And it seems like everywhere we look here, Victor, there's just chaos. It's worse than the NASCAR race.
Chaos is... yeah, if you want to think about it, Australian V8 supercars are the NASCAR down under, isn't it? But certainly, with the way these guys are battling, they're not giving a single inch, and there's not many inches here for sure. Once you get up into the street section here on Bathurst, Maury and Vasquez already having a bit of a gap now, so that's handling a bit of an advantage here to Philippa. Now he's all over the back of Soriano. Philippa, of course, being the winner of heat number 1, is looking trying to make up some places. We're seeing a replay of the Harrison incident, I believe. I can't quite see the card there, but a very unfortunate situation there. He certainly caught him in the blind spot, as it were, there. So very unfortunate for Harrison, and being facing the wrong way on the track. You just hate to see that for a racing driver to just be in that situation. So hopefully Harrison will not take this too hard here. Anyways, Vasquez already onto the Conrad straight here. The police car already trying to chase up to Maury's car here, while Soriano is already doing a good job staying ahead of Dean Filippa, not giving him too much tow here, but still, you cannot count things out until we get to the chase here. So, is Filippa going to try to make a move here? The black car looking intimidating as ever, but still not intimidated here is Soriano as he nails down the corner perfectly. Still not quite done yet, getting to that final corner here and to the main straight, braking hard. Filippa now sees the opportunity. Oh, he tried to go for it. Soriano closes the door in time, and unfortunately Maury just got tagged by Vasquez, and he's down in 8. Oh my goodness, that's just so unfortunate there for Maury.
Oh, Maury just bumped into the 9th place Victor just now after the crash that he just went just now. Right now we are with Dino Philip. He's currently trying to chase up Soriano, and we'll see whether he can get past Soriano in this uphill section. There's no space for him to go there. Maybe he can go up on this hairpin right now. No, there's still no space for him. Late on a break there. Well, the Vasquez in the police car livery still holding on to this Soriano and Filippa at the back. And I think Filippa can cut Soriano after this section. What do you think, Evan?
Yes, Filippa, winner of race 1, remember. Wasn't necessarily the quickest in race 1, but he got the job done with precision, with consistency, and with excellence. And he's looking to do something similar here to get past Tobias Soriano and Aaron Vasquez in front. Filippa may have a look for this one up here, is braking for Forrest's elbow, takes a tighter inside line than his fellow Argentine and Spaniard in front. Little bit of a wobble on exit. Controls the car quite nicely, does Filippa, and maybe not going to be able to have a look into the fastest corner in touring car racing. This is the kink. The entrance to the chase was added in 1987 to this track, and you can see no look here for Filippa, but there might be a look for Tobias Soriano, the police car in front of him. He is the one making the rules of the road here, it seems, with Aaron Vasquez, but not quite. Vasquez still staying in front. Maybe Vasquez's number 1 choice of car category is these V8 supercars, but he's still as quick as ever. Will be staying in front of Soriano for the time being. Lap 7 out of 9. Kyle Gaspar leads by 8.5 of a second over Pedro Dean and Victor Miranda. And it's Connor Nixon and Aaron Vasquez. He's your top 5, Victor.
Exactly, and he's already having a look around the outside. Oh, switches around on the inside. That is brave coming in from Soriano's point, and he's already side by side with the police car, and he's already taken a position by the time to get to the turn. Well done there from the number 2 car. Just needs to hold it together though, because you got to watch out. Just behind Dean Filippa is eyeing up this battle here. He senses an opportunity to try to take the position away from the police car of Vasquez just in front of him, but Soriano is still holding him up through this uphill section here. He's already holding a bit of a gap now, so he's certainly flying all the way through, almost into the wall there even. He's literally hanging on for dear life just to maintain that P5 position. So, nice battle going on here with Dean Filippa, the winner, Heat 1, trying his level best to keep up with Vasquez. He's already sensing an opportunity coming through the S's into the dip, but look at how steep that drop is there. Coming towards Forrest's elbow, he's certainly sizing up his chances of making the pass on the chase here. Look at him just going bumper to bumper with Vasquez. as we enter Forrest's elbow and downhill all the way through the Conrad Straight. Get the toe there, Philippa. He's looking to try to add $2 more to his name here in this race. He's going to go around the inside. Oh, wait, that's going to be the outside of the chase. The McLaren car giving a little bit of breathing room there, actually, and allowing Philippa to pass completely. That's a clean move there from Philippa to move out into 7th. And now he's going to be, from Philippa, he's going to try to catch up back onto Soriano yet again, but the McLaren livery car is still going to be left a little bit out of lurch. Now in the meantime, for Vasquez, he's already caught up to Soriano. He's looking to try to add the pressure onto him as we come out to the final turn. We got to watch out for Philippa just behind. He did not quite find the gap this time around, tucks in behind the police car, so no chance of a ticket there, I think, at least for Philippa's case.
Yeah, as we can see right now, there's another battle going. There's another battle going on right now between Caio Vignicius and Victor Miranda for P1 right now. Victor been coming all the way from the 4th place just now from the starting of the race, and right now he's on the 2nd, trying to battle with Caio. And right now on the big screen, the police car of Alex Vasquez is trying to holding up Philippa. So Philippa maybe goes to the outside. Maybe this is it. He's gonna make a move. No,
not quite.
Vasquez still holding on that inside corner there and still keeping Philippa at bay. And Soriano, I can see that he's trying to pulling away. Nixon also trying to pulling away right now. Oh, look at that. What a beautiful livery that is. I mean, this is the only livery that is very exclusive right now. What do you think, Evan? I mean, it just catches my eyes right now.
Yeah, it feels like all the other drivers should be scared of it. We've been saying the all-black liveries are very intimidating.
Yeah.
It seems like the police car are like the most intimidating of them all, but Aaron Vasquez is an intimidating driver. He's very quick, putting the pressure on Tobias Soriano up the front. Connor Nixon is slowly clawing in on those front 3, but I think he is just going to about run out of laps. Of course, we are going to be going on to the white flag final lap in a moment, as we have the 2 drivers we're currently looking at, Aaron Vasquez and Dino Filippa. Is Filippa going to look for this one here? Just sitting behind. No, sorry, that's Vasquez looking for the move on Soriano. Vasquez looking for the outside. Filippa now on the inside of Aaron Vasquez. Here comes Filippa. Is Filippa going to be able to hold it around the outside? No, not quite. Would have been very optimistic to hold it around the outside of a man such as Aaron Vasquez. We can see him behind. Oh no, there's contact between those two. That is Nicolas Verone, and yes, that's Verone gone. Simon Dumori takes that place. The white flag is out and waving, but these guys are still rocking and racing here at Bathurst. Incredible last lap, I think, ahead of us here, Victor.
Oh my goodness, this is the battle I want to see right now. Miranda's already dispatched Petro. Now he's going for the move of the Gaspar. That looked like that was too close for comfort there. Gaspar still ahead, but he's made a mistake there. That might open the door now for Miranda to make his way through, but no. Gaspar still hangs onto the racing line, still stays ahead of Miranda going up through the cutting now. He needs to hold this position here and make sure that Miranda's behind him all the way through the S's here, but he's still going to be very much open for attack. And the whole time, Pedro Dean is just watching in the background there, in the immortal words of Ken Watanabe's character in Godzilla. Let them fight. Let Caspar and Miranda fight. If they made a mistake there, Dean is going to be able to capitalize, but this is looking absolutely close. Getting up to the skyline now, this is going to be the moment here for the race. Gaspar had been leading this race through and through, but now Miranda is bringing the challenge in the dying moments of this race. Now down to the dipper, into the S's here. Still very close for Miranda onto Gaspar, but he's still waiting for the opportunity to present itself once to get to the Conrad straight, but he's already making his move, tried to dip around the inside, quite catch Gaspar that time, but he certainly will have the toe. Chasing their way down to the Conrad straight here. Miranda now sizing his chances. He makes the move now. He's going to try to go for it here. Will we see Miranda or Gaspar be the first one onto the main straight here? Miranda is already having his nose ahead as he gets through the chase, but Gaspar is still side by side. Absolute brilliant racing between the two as Gaspar takes position back. A touch there, and Miranda is off the track. He's on the grass, but he rejoins just alongside Gaspar. D now on the outside. He wants to take the second position away. A three-wide situation going into the final turn, and Gaspar is still in the lead. A contact in the back indeed is out. Nixon makes it into second place. Miranda in third. Gaspar takes the checkered flag. Wow! Brilliant here. Brilliant racing altogether. Still what's going on in the middle. It's Varone indeed. Dean does only rejoin in 9th place. Has to settle for that position. Soriano moves up to 4th place. Alex Vasquez in 5th. S. Mori, good recovery to get it up in 6th. Valero now the Frenchman making his way to 14. He finishes in front of Harrison here. Mora and Resende now still out on track. Mora now finishing off his lap here. My goodness, the drama, the action, the absolute chaos of this race is just indescribable for me, Evans.
What an unbelievable finish there. Apologies if there was a bit of silence that just glitched out for a second, but what an unbelievable finish. And wow, what incredible. You heard how dramatic that was coming to the end from Victor. And I say you'll hear it from whoever we'll speak to in an interview in a few moments, because that was crazy here at Bathurst. There's about 40 private residents located around the circuit that would have all been watching that amazing scrap. Kyle Gaspar takes the race to win. He is your Ben Q session winner ahead of Connor Nixon, the local hero, in second. Victor Miranda in third, with Tobias Soriano in fourth and Vasquez fifth. And it is Simon de Mori ahead of Juan Blenat. Nicholas Verone in eighth, Pedro Dean in ninth, with Dino Felipe in 10th position. Then it is Wojcicki in 11th, Gaston Calhavi in 12th, Fabio Zamperlini in 13th, Gael Valero 14th, and Kieran Harrison in 15th position. But Victor, wow, what a crazy last lap that truly was.
Oh, I wonder if the 12 hours of Bathurst is going to deliver just racing like that. But knowing the track here, I mean, this is why this is the Australian race, right? This is why you need the mettle, the absolute bravery here to just make those moves and just make it stick. And Miranda was just so close, just nailing it there onto Gaspar, but you just got to hand it to Gaspar. I mean, he knew that he was going to be under threat once that white flag was out, and Miranda has been catching them all throughout that race. In fact, he already dispatched Pedro Dean very early on and was already putting the pressure on the Gaspar throughout. So Gaspar knew that move was coming sooner or later. He just probably didn't anticipate the chaos there resulting in Miranda getting off on the grass. But shout out to the homeboy here, Connor Nixon. I mean, we thought going into second heat here, especially after the incident, that he wouldn't be able to make it up to that place. Not only did he recover back to where he originally started, he got himself into the mix as well, picked up the second place there. I mean, a bit of a consolation prize. I probably think that he was aiming for that win, but nevertheless, great performance here from the Australian here. Is that?
Yeah, I mean, what a race, what a race. What a way to end tonight race as well. Like you said, Connor Nixon, even though, I mean, he's from the back, and then suddenly now he's on the second. Okay. You guys know what? He just clocked in the fastest lap. 2.05.
Well,
wow.
Speaking of Connor Nixon,
there you go.
I believe we're going to go to an interview with him now and hear from the Aussie himself. At this result for the guys in the stream chat who were very much cheering for you.
Yeah, got it there in the end.
So you took home second place. Look, about halfway through that race, you were going to take second place. You had a bit of an incident maybe at the start.
Yeah.
What was the mindset after that incident? Was it just, right, I know I've paced, I got pole, got to get back into this? Or what was you thinking?
Oh, I was definitely fuming. I wasn't happy, but I think it's just netcode. Like I noticed with a lot of the incidents, it was just netcode. So it wasn't really worth like parking the car and try and be a little, careful. It was more like park the car and like really force it there, because there was no point really being easy, because the moment you were doing that, netcode gets involved very quickly. But yeah, it was pretty much go for a rampage, see what we can do, and it worked out in the end.
Of course, if we didn't mention it on stream, his accent didn't tell you. We will tell you now, Connor, the home hero here in Bathurst, of course. How good is it just to win on home soil?
Oh, it's not too bad at all. I mean, I'm definitely not from Sydney. It's a bit of an interesting place. We'll leave it at that. But yeah, no, it's kind of cool. Like, it's kind of cool when we do these events. Like, I said to the guys, I said, no, I'm not commentating this one. I've got to jump in and have a bit of a run. But yeah, no, it was good fun. Like, it was, it was enjoyable. But yeah, I just wish there wasn't as much netcode, because even Aaron was saying, could you hit any more people if you tried? So yeah, it's definitely, that netcode's a bit of an issue, but get around it and try and do something about it. Maybe, I don't know. I'll see what happens.
Of course, you were mentioning you weren't commentating on this one if you're offered $1 million to do it, but will you be back commentating soon on AMX for the big kind of Nixon fans in the stream chat, which there is some, by the way?
Is there? I sent a few links out, so I can imagine there's a few. But yeah, no, 100% we'll be back next week. Rocking and rolling. We're going to see how many names I can bottle in 1 week. That's my plan. But no, it should be a good week. Next week should be pretty strong. But yeah, a bit of fun, and getting in the car that I'm familiar with. I'm very familiar with this car. Like, I do a lot of esports in Australia with this car, so yeah, it's quite fun to do it in a completely different server, and do it really professionally. It's good to see.
Connor, thank you very much for joining us. For those wondering if I was Australian, by the way, earlier in the stream chat, no, I'm not. But Connor is P2 for today, took the poll, took a great prize home, and Connor, thank you very much for joining us.
Oh, good man, have a good one.
I believe that is all we will have for interviews, just the one with Connor Nixon. But Victor, it was great to hear how proud he was of his P2 today.
I mean, again, you just gotta love it, right? And to Connor's point, the netcode thing is definitely a big issue for esports in Australia. I mean, I can tell you time and time again, netcode always gets in the way of like esports stars from down under, and it's great to see that Connor actually managed to pull off an amazing second place here. I mean, certainly would have loved to have the win, but just seeing the elation in his face, like the love he's getting from chat here, it's just so heartwarming for me here. I mean, I bet inside, especially when you win your own homeground race, it's always the best feeling in the world, isn't it?
I mean, to be true, you're kind of proud if you win your home race. I would be the same, like in Epiphany, like Connor just now. I would be like so proud. Yeah, kudos to Connor. He's done very well. He drives so well just now, and even though on the first hit he can't make it that much, but on the second hit we see how he drives very clean, a good racing. That's what it is. I love it.
So, bit of a question here for you both. While we'll have some results coming up for you shortly, folks. Was there anyone who maybe stood out to you as, wow, what an excellent performance from him this evening, Victor?
Well, I mean, I'm kind of like back and forth really, because just be honest, there's so many candidates for that actually. So I think top of my mind, I think Aaron Vasquez comes to mind, not just because of the police livery, but just the way he's been defending so brilliantly against Leonard, against Maury as well. Great recovery from him, as I pointed out in the finish. He managed to make his way back up to 6th place, so he didn't quite lose out so much, in spite of the fact that he was already gunning for a podium position. So it certainly deserves a lot of credit. But Miranda, we didn't really see much of him battle there, only in the PIP. But still, the fact that he was able to keep up so closely with both Gaspar as well as Pedro, he was certainly already looking like certainly a challenger for the winner of the race. And it's just unfortunate that the circumstances didn't really fall his way, but nevertheless, it's still amazing racing. I'm seeing across the board. I mean, you kind of expect that, especially with these iRacing drivers having the ratings that they do have coming into this race here, but just to see them in action is just nothing short of breathtaking here. Izzat, what do you think though?
For me, I would love to see Dino Filippa again, because for me, he's the first hit he won just now. As you can see, he was like, put up his hand just like that. He's just like ease off. I mean, on top of his mind, he might say, "I got this," but yeah, I mean, it's a racing. Anything can happen. Sometimes you lose your pace. Sometimes you lose your place. And sometimes when you have an ideal racing line, and sometimes just like having like, I got this, I'm better than you, I'm just gonna show it to you. But despite of incidents Dino Filippa had just now, he unfortunately finished at 10, but kudos to him as well. He's very good at driving. Kudos to Connor Nixon as well. I love that guy, to be honest. I mean, for the hit too, as you can see, he's just like jumping from the back to the top. It's like that at the end. Wow. A lot of drama, and I love it so much. How about you, Evan?
There was a lot of drama this evening, and yes, we all love Connor Nixon here at AMX, but let's see where Connor Nixon and the other 18 drivers shaped up in this evening's race results. Oh, would you look who it is? It is the Aussie, who's not from Sydney, who is on top. Connor Nixon is your Race 9 AMX 10 race winner. He would probably kill me for that Australian impression, but he is your winner with $59 prize money. That'll bump him up the AMX 10 standings a little bit. Alan Vasquez, the policeman for this evening, the provisional policeman, in second place with $50, and then your Race 1 winner, Dino Filippa, in third place with $49. Victor Miranda in fourth position, I should say, with $42. Juan Blenat in fifth with $40, and then Toby Soriano in sixth with $38. Caio Vinicius Gaspar in sixth place with $38 as well. He's tied with Soriano, and then Nicolas Verone in seventh on $32. Gael Valero, your AMX 10 championship leader, only with 30 and 8. Still a nice little prize for him, but he has lost ground to Aaron Vasquez in the overall championship lead. Simon de Mori then in ninth with $26. That rounds out your top 10 winners for this evening. But gentlemen, I think we've had a fabulous evening of racing. We had NASCAR at Daytona, we had Bathurst at Mount Panorama. You can't really ask for two more iconic races, can you?
No, I mean, certainly this has been yeah, certainly it's been amazing working with you guys as well. I mean, the action, I was already anticipating lots of drama, and they've absolutely delivered here. I mean, a great way to end the night as well, with the amazing last lap passes going on there for the win, and of course for Simone, especially taking the top amount of earnings there. I mean, it's just certainly a story he's going to be telling to his friends for a long time to come. But yeah, I mean, to you, Izzat, I mean, I believe you enjoyed yourself massively here tonight, didn't you?
Oh, I do enjoy myself, and I'm very grateful to be part of you guys with Evan and Victor. You guys both world class. I mean, thank you to the production team as well to include me. So yeah, it's been a great journey. Thank you so much for including me, and I do feel honored. And yeah, what a race, what a night. The best way to end the night. That's it.
Yes,
I have nothing else to say.
Absolutely. Thank you very much to Izzat and Victor for joining myself for this evening's AMX action. Make sure you go give them their props. Fabulous on their first evening here in AMX. But finally, two things. Do you want to join AMX as a driver? Check out amxrace.com. Secondly, do you want to be the biggest fan of AMX? Look where Izzat is pointing. The socials, all along the bottom. Instagram, Twitch, Twitter /X, Discord, YouTube, the website, and TikTok. That's where you gotta go check out all your AMX content, because there simply is way too much for you to possibly consume over the rest of your lifespan. So you got to get started. But from myself, Evan, from Victor and Izzat, and all behind the scenes here at AMX, it's been a pleasure to bring you this evening's action. We'll be back tomorrow night from 5:50 GMT with AMX 1 and AMX 10 action. Have a good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Stay safe, stay well, and we shall see you next time. Bye-bye.